about giving this woman all kind of awards. And they're the same woman that played in the Color Purple play. So apparently she good at playing a slave. I don't know. But this is what the sister looked like right here. And that's her boyfriend. I'm, I ain't gonna judge people. I'm just gonna say I don't know. Y'all can make whatever you want to make of it. I know there's plenty of actors and actresses out there and directors that are really concerned with the narrative of how we are portrayed. And that there are even some of those that actually live some form of pro-black consciousness in their day-to-day life. Why not seek some of those people out and get more authentic acting and better insight on what you maybe should or shouldn't do? Just my thoughts on it. Um, as far as that goes, I'm gonna let that go. I'm done with the whole Harriet Tubman thing. Um, it was horrible, and last but not least, Hollywood's desire to make a slave movie and make white people look right was absolutely freaking amazing to me. Um, the Black Bounty Hunter doesn't exist. That's a made up fictional character. So they had to have the most hated person in the movie, a black person. What they doing to Django? The most hated person in the movie, a black person. Are we starting to notice a pattern here? They're gonna always throw that some type of Uncle Rucker or some type of traitor in there to show the subliminal that most of the time your people do it to you. Look how y'all treat each other. So why should we treat you any different? Now this Black Bounty Hunter, this was the most vile, disgusting creature on the planet. And to the actor who played that part, drink bleach. I don't know what to tell you. That was like and I know people have to earn a living, so it is what it is. But just me personally, I got to sleep with myself. So me being in Hollywood, if I'm there, it's certain roles you just can't call me or my agent and say without either getting cussed out or hung up on. And maybe they'll blackball me from Hollywood too. That's why I didn't go that route. But I can't imagine the phone call telling me like, yeah, we got a new role for you. Oh yeah, it's a Hollywood blockbuster too. Oh, that's what's up. Okay, okay. And you're gonna get not a leading role, but you're definitely gonna be amongst the main characters. Gonna have about it's a 2.5 hour movie. You're gonna get about a good hour of screen time in between all your lines. Oh, okay, that's dope. But you playing a real rugged, tough guy. Oh, okay, okay. What kind of movie is it? It's a it's the new Harriet Tubman slave movie. It's the what? Well, don't get all bent out of shape. This one's different. This is a more heroic approach at slavery. There won't be the N word, won't be used very often. There's not very many scenes where you're going to be called the N. What? And what exactly is my character? Well, this is the part that I thought you would enjoy. You're a bounty hunter. Who exactly am I? Well, you said you wanted something action and you wanted to play, some kind of tough role. So, you're gonna be the guy who chases Harriet. So, what do you think about that? Hey, Wally, where'd you, Wally? Man, we must have got, I think bad, probably area I'm in, bad reception. I'll call him back. No, whoever created you gave you testicles. Use them sometime, just from time to time. No, I'm not playing no slave. And then, I mean, like, I get how Jamie Foxx fell for it. Nah, not really, but kinda. He was like the superheroic slave. I'd had to kill twice as many white people, be called twice as less niggers, and then be paid whatever he got paid triple. Maybe there was a possibility then. I just don't see it. We've all heard it before. Stand for something, to fall for anything. Not going to be able to do it. Now, moving past that, horrible disaster of a movie. Those black people, every black person involved, especially old ass Lou Gossett Jr., who you was old enough to probably have been on the bus with Rosa Parks the day that she didn't want to sit in the back. You should be tired of being the good nigga by now. Yeah, this nigga in a blindfold. Master, I don't want to see my daughter because I don't want to lie to Master. Nigga, just look at that man and lie. The hell? Anyway, horrible, horrible, horrible. So now, I didn't want to deal with that no more. You got the Byron Allen situation, and I'm not going to do a whole lot on it because y'all gotta excuse me. I don't want to do a ton of speculating. The information I got right now is limited, but I have been digging into it. I did a lot of looking into it today, and my whole thing is this, and I don't somebody who I really respect. We was talking on the book, and he was just asking me my opinion, and then I inboxed him, and the reason why I inboxed him because I don't like to, and a lot of people get off into this. Unless your name is Kanye West, who I don't give a fuck about. Excuse me, sorry, I don't. Out with the exception of him, I'm not into the publicly going at my own people and wrestling over social or just. I'm not saying that, but like I try not to say nothing disrespectful or bad about my people when everybody's watching and I don't know the facts. I'm not into that because people sit back on the sideline, other races and watch y'all bang it out, and it looks like you don't even care about each other, and I'm not into that publicly. I got a problem with a brother, I'd rather inbox him, or I got something to say about another brother, something like that, I'd rather do it like that. So I had some thoughts on Byron, not nothing that was based in any reality, just from me knowing how things work to an extent. So with that being said, I was just a little leery. I call it the Bill Cosby syndrome. I don't like it when a lot of these well-to-do black folk get a lot of money, and on their rise to the money, and while they getting the money and everything's going great, they kind of disassociate themselves from the general black America. And then when shit hit the fan, that's the first place they run to is black America and the hip-hop community because they know we ride hard. We ride for ours. And when I say the hip hop community, when you go on a Breakfast Club, that's the hip hop community, and that's not all, but I mean that's a large portion of their viewing. So that's a strategic approach, knowing what demographic and what crowd you're going to hit when you go there. Now, going there right as the movie's being released that you don't want to be released, that could be seen as sneaky or a genius. Now that I've seen the movie, I don't care what his motivation was. Good looking, it was trash. But now, the only thing I was just worried about, like I said, was that Byron got more money than God. And I know in this world, and this is where we are too, what's the word I'm looking for? When it comes to the way the world really works and the way we think the world works, we're very closed-minded. Like, people are so quick to throw around the word conspiracy and think things aren't what they are. My point is this. If we can agree that there is something going on systematically directed towards African Americans and black people, if you don't see that, you're crazy. Am I someone who complains about it and say, they're holding me back? No. It is what it is. I understand the system. I understand that it's in place, and I'm not going to never let it off the hook and say that it didn't participate in a huge portion of the ruins of my people. But the thing is this. If I guess what I'm trying to say is this right here. If Byron is genuine, I'm all with him. But they don't let too many brothers get into that space where he at with that kind of money. Look at, okay, if you think this is a fair world, for all of y'all who at this point are going to say, don't make excuses, you can be what you want to be, and all that type of shit. Okay, well, let's just look at the billionaire situation. How many black billionaires do you think there are in this country? Bet you could count them on one hand. Why is that? Here's another question. How many black billionaire conscious people do you know of? You see what I'm saying? How come all the brothers that got a shitload of money ain't really into doing things that could help out? That's by design. So when I see Byron Allen, who has never publicly reached out to us, sitting over there with all that money, I know to get that money, there had to be some alliances with some of the same people he's complaining about. So, does that make him guilty, wrong, or anything like that? Not saying it at all. I'm just cautious of that and just want to make sure that, we ain't getting Bill Cosby, Jello pudding, boo, So, now, let's flip the quarter to the other side. I have to be, objective and look at both sides. Let's flip the quarter to the other side. On the other side, I was almost ready to make the brother my hero. Because, it's got the world up in, he shook up the world with that Breakfast Club interview. It was brilliant. Strategic, whether he was doing something disingenuous or not, it was brilliant. It was strategic, and it was great information. Very helpful to the world, black people especially. So I'm digging that. I'm loving the information that came out of there. I also, if the brother is righteous, what he's doing is beautiful. Trying to show us black folk and the up and coming, the generations to come, that, hey, don't take no crap. Put your money where your mouth is, and you too can be what I am. I'm all for that. And in the face of injustice, I won't just turn the other cheek. I'll put my money up and I'll fight injustice financially or however I have to. If that's an authentic message, I'm riding with him till the wheels fall off. I don't have any concrete evidence to make me dislike him, and I don't. It's just my job to give my people both sides and let you know that I'm watching both ways and make sure they don't hit us with the banana in the tailpipe, Now, let's get to the court case. He is suing Comcast, and according to him, a long story short, they just wasn't doing right about black programming and giving black people a just due. They're getting billions of dollars in program funding, and none of those billions are going to any black networks. So, from that standpoint, the brother is challenging that. I'm with it. Now, he won twice. And now after he done spanked them twice, they decide they want to go to the Supreme Court. Now they take the issue to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court say, we don't even want, that case is, look, he got y'all hogtied, he whooping y'all, and we ain't even gonna look at that. But what we do want to look at is the slick ass strategy he used on y'all dumbass to get to this point. Is basically what they're saying. Now, he used the Civil Rights Act of 1865, which was the original one. Not that bullshit Dr. King did. The real one. Now, what the Supreme Court says, we're going to look at the laws that, because Byron Allen used that law to whoop him. So then the Supreme Court say, well, let's take another look at that law. Right there, I smell something funny. You got two scenarios that's playing in my head. I'll give you the first one because I have no foundation for it, and I don't want that to be the last impression in your mind. I'm just throwing it out there because this is the way my mind works. Was Byron a guinea pig to get us to this point in the first place? Take it a step further. Was he knowingly a guinea pig to get us to this step in the first place? All speculation. And the only reason why I say that is because this thing is 4 years old. Which means this could have came to a head during the Obama administration. The Obama administration that he actually put millions of dollars towards the campaign to. So instead of the president who you put millions towards the campaign to, this comes to light when we're under a knowingly racist, tyrannical president. And now it just so happens that this civil rights lawsuit comes on the table right as we got this racist dude in the White House. And now his lawyers are helping with the case. Donald Trump's lawyers are helping Comcast with their case at the Supreme Court. I'm somebody who don't believe in coincidences. So this throws a red flag to me. Now the other side is, this still could have been an intentional thing, and they just purposely played him to get to this point. Either one of those scenarios could exist. I have zero evidence pointing to Byron doing anything wrong. I just have that scenario in my head that I can't let go of. And I've tried to a couple times. And one thing that really just keeps playing in my mind, I've watched a couple different interviews with him. And his answer for why just now reaching out to the black people. I'm going to be honest with you. Out of that entire interview, that part right there I didn't like. Charlemagne asked him, why hasn't he reached out? And he says, well, I am now. What I'm doing right now is my way of reaching out. That wasn't no good answer. So, he also was asked, why hasn't he been, really doing things, quote unquote, for black people up to this point. That pause, that hesitation was so long, and he pitter-pattered around that. I ain't like that. Nobody owes, well, no, I ain't gonna say that. You are not obligated to do anything with your hard-earned money, you as an individual. But in my personal opinion, if you are black, African American, whatever you want to call yourself, in this country, knowing the current state of the African American, if you should wake up at some point and find yourself with a retarded amount of money, portions of that money should always go to helping out your people. Every other race does that but us. We get a shitload of money and we buy big ass houses. Manny Pacquiao get a shitload of money, and he got people waiting outside his mansion for dollar bills every fucking morning. And he's happy to give it out. This is someone who is 4'6" and put a whole nation on his back boxing and paying people. Why don't we think like that? So, all of them always say, as soon as you confront them about why they haven't been helping out, they all say, well, I've been giving, I've been doing this, and I've been doing that. Here's my honest opinion. If a person was giving millions or hundreds of thousands out funding some type of cause on a regular basis, it wouldn't take more than 2 or 3 years for the changes to be noticeable on a national level. None of these people really ever have anything going on a national level that gets attention called to it where you could say, look what they're doing. And a lot of people are going to say, I already know what y'all going to say, that's because when you get all that money and you're a brother, you got to be careful with what you do, because if you move a certain way, you're right. So why the fuck you ain't challenging that? If you got all that money and you get into that space and you wake up one day and realize, hey, they censoring my emotions and my money and my movement. Why the hell? My fault, y'all. My shindigged and shindug. All right, we back at it. Okay, my fault. So what I'm saying is, if you wake up and realize that you can no longer use your finances to help your very own people, how the frick do you go quietly and just get on with your life? How do you accept that? How do you let your oppressor look at your rich ass and tell you, I just don't think you should do that? You say okay and keep it moving. And you do it so many times where you get to the point where it's just like, yeah, I can't help it, sucks. Now, that's the one thing I will say about the Harriet Tubman movie. The only part that they captured that I felt like really made me feel good was when she sat around and told them, you can't stop me from going. If I'm free by myself, what good does it do? What, we supposed to just sit here, live good, and act like that shit ain't going on? That's what I say to all of y'all. You got billions of dollars, and we just now knowing about you got a problem with white supremacy and the system? Bruh, I'm rocking with you. Let's bang on them. I'm with it. But I would be lying if I say I ain't got one of my eyes looking at you like, why just now? I'm still going to ride it out. I'm rocking with you. Because at the end of the day, F them. What they doing is wrong. And then for them to tell the brother, hey, if you drop it, we'll think about it. If they really told him that, then I'd have told him the same thing he told him. Kiss my you know what, and I got money. So, as it unfolds, we'll see. I can't help but keep iterating. I love what Byron was saying, and I got no beef with him. It is my job as the person who bringing the information for it to my particular whoever's watching to just give you both sides of it. I never want to just give you a close-ended version and then something pop up on us and then y'all looking at me like, how you ain't see that? So I want to leave the doorway open to say that I'm rocking with Byron and what's going on. But I'm a little peculiar about why so long to reach out to us. And I'm going to stay that way until you give a better answer than the one you gave. Not going to stop me from supporting, just watching you. The Weather Channel thing was beautiful, though. I think that having a black face on the Weather Channel, that's monumental. I mean, from what I hear, the brother's making some great moves. Challenging the system with his money and not being a yes man. And there is, maybe he was a different dude and he's evolving into a better dude. That's also a possibility. I'm open for that. So I ain't got nothing bad to say about Byron right now. Just checking out the whole process and hoping it's authentic, because if it's authentic, then I'm down with it. It is what it is till it ain't no more. But I guess that's that with that. And y'all know what it is. We got the hoodies. We got to do better. That's the slogan. And if you really think about it, that's what it's all about. Collectively, we all got to do better. You got to do better. I got to do better. We got to know more. We got to try harder. We got to love more. We got to hate less. We got to look more. We got to listen more. We got to talk less. We got to think more. We got to do better. And if you don't believe that, then you're probably not on this planet right now, and it doesn't even matter. With that being said, y'all know how it is, man. I love y'all. Knowledge is the only true power, and information is the only real currency.